You know, we didn't go to the fucking moon. The moon doesn't exist.
You're watching The Creaky Blinder.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 10/27/22.
Shut up, you little bedend.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. However, I don't actually want CC to shut up. It'd be a bit tricky to make videos about him if he never said anything, wouldn't it? Anyway, I, for one, am very intrigued by his video because the title is Hairspray on our Flat Earth. Now, I don't know if he's rethinking his channel and going down the style tutorial route or whether he's just finally lost his marbles. So let's find out, shall we? Please subscribe. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. I've always wanted to say that. Established Titles. Hello, 'tis I, Lord Creaky, and I am now very important and a very big deal. So listen up. Established Titles is based on a historic Scottish custom that afforded wealthy landowners the title of Lord or Lady. Using Established Titles, you too can now be a wealthy Scottish landowner without the need to be wealthy or Scottish. The way it works is that when you make your purchase, you are actually buying 1 square foot of private land on a dedicated estate in Edelston, Scotland. And you get a certificate, like this one. Look, it's even got a swanky crest. Your certificate will include a unique plot number where you can see the exact location of your land, and with Black Friday fast approaching, and let's face it, we all have got that one relative who's incredibly difficult to buy for, Established Titles makes an amazing gift for that awkward aunt or uncle. So why not make your most annoying relative a lord or lady? They probably already think there's something special, so why not make it official and give them a title? Established Titles even do a couples pack, and depending on how far you want to take it, you can actually officially change your name to Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, social media accounts. But probably the coolest part of this whole thing is that Established Titles plants a tree with every single order, and they work with global charities. 1 tree planted and trees for the future to aid global reforestation. Now, for the first 200 people to purchase a title using my link, you will effectively be next to my plot. And we can have a Blinder Gang party. Tidy. Established Titles is actually running an early Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code CreakyBlinder, you'll get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/CreakyBlinder to get your gifts now and help support my channel. Right, let's get back to Lord Creaky.
You know, I gotta tell you, at least NASA, those lying sack of shits.
Okay, so we cleared that one up quickly. No, he isn't trying his hand at being a style guru on YouTube. He's still hating NASA because, well, reasons.
Has the decency to put all of their lies up front and in your face. You gotta give it to him. You gotta hand it to him.
Now, if you have seen any of my other videos about CC, you will already be aware that he's one of the many flat earthers that blame NASA for, well, he blames them for pretty much everything, doesn't he? Is there any truth behind anything he says? No. Does he provide information that makes you think? No. Hang on a minute. No. Does that stop him from complaining about naughty evil NASA? No, it doesn't. CC, like many other flat earth bozos, just spends countless hours telling people that watch him how terrible NASA are in a vain attempt to discredit them so that people will be more likely to buy his particular brand of bollocks. But CC is forgetting one crucial thing. Most people aren't as stupid as he is, and therefore a lot less likely to believe him.
Everything. The fake moon shuttle, Apollo 11, that rinky-dink freaking thing that's put together with sticks and scotch tape.
Okay, but why? Why are NASA trying to fool us into believing that space is real if it isn't? What exactly are they getting out of it? And don't say money, you silly sausage. It's saying things like that make people laugh at you.
Where did the car come from? Where are the blast craters?
Car? What car? Do you mean the lunar rover? It isn't really a car in the traditional sense, but okay. And what blast craters do you mean? There is no blast crater because in a vacuum, the normally narrow exhaust jet from a rocket engine quickly fans out into a wide cone shape. This causes the pressure in the exhaust to drop, greatly reducing its impact on the ground below. So are we right in thinking that one of your arguments for flat Earth and space being fake is something that doesn't actually exist anyway? I'm not really sure why I find that so surprising. In fact, I don't, and now I regret bringing it up.
You're done if you think that's real. You know, if you think the moon is real, you're also done too.
So you've said many times. But when you say that stupid thing, you never offer an alternative, which is at least one thing that stays consistent across your channel. You're always the first to say something is fake, but the last to offer an alternative explanation. Your modus operandi is generally space is fake because. And that's where your explanations seem to end.
I'm going to be getting into, in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be getting into the two-dimensional moon.
The what now?
I'm going to be getting into, in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be getting into the two-dimensional moon. And why it looks two-dimensional. I think I might have mentioned that in one of my videos, but I'll be discussing it again.
Just because an object appears to have length and breadth, but no depth, that doesn't make it two-dimensional, does it? Especially when the object you're observing is almost 250,000 miles away. I really don't understand why you struggle with this, CC. I think you know that we really have been there, and just as you know that actual human beings saw that the Earth was a globe when they were up there, on the moon, I mean, and that is the only explanation we need when trying to establish why you and so many other flat Earth morons are so hell-bent trying to disprove one of mankind's greatest achievements. And if you think about it, it's a pretty childlike way of making your argument, isn't it? Smelly poo-poo head.
Just to reiterate the information. Anyway, so you're done if you think that. They even go as far as to put hairspray in a woman's hair to make it look like it's weightless.
Ah, right, so that's where hairspray comes into it. Now, credit where it's due, I'm guessing that hairspray is something CC knows a lot about, on account that his hair barely moves here on Earth. So let's hear him out, shall we?
Now, anybody who owns a hair salon or works as a hair cutter and deals with hair every day, and if you don't see that that's hairspray in there, because you're a professional with hair, obviously, then you're done.
Well, this is a new one on me, and I myself don't use hairspray that often. But even I know that hairspray is meant to stop a person's hair from moving, not make it move as if it were in a weightless environment. Do these people never listen to anything they say and realize that maybe the thing they said is a little too silly for a grown man to upload to YouTube? And that's a rhetorical question. Of course they don't, and I for one am glad, or I would run out of video ideas pretty quickly, wouldn't I?
Okay. I mean, really, if you can't see the solar eclipse is fake, and it's bullshit, and it's not a real eclipse, it's not two objects moving over each other, well, you're done.
CC, we seem to be done a lot in today's video, don't we? Any chance that you're going to explain what it is if it isn't a solar eclipse? You do realize that with a solar eclipse, quite often you can just look up and see it, don't you? So what about all the people that did that? Are they in on it as well, or are they also just being fooled by evil NASA?
If you can't see that the shadow is 70 miles, when it should be hundreds and hundreds of more miles than that, you're done.
Now, I'm sure CC does this deliberately just to confuse people like us. And I, for one, am already completely lost. What does 70 miles have to do with anything? Are you saying that the fake two-dimensional moon is only 70 miles away, or is it something else?
And that's the shadow of the eclipse itself.
Are you as confused as me? Sometimes the moon passes between the Earth and the sun. The moon blocks the light of the sun, and the shadow of the moon is cast on Earth's surface. How exactly are they faking that, CC? Is the entire sky a gigantic projector? Are they putting something in the water? No, I don't want to encourage him. Or put ideas in his head. You tell us why you think it's fake, CC. We're waiting.
Passing over. I mean, that right there should tell you, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
Well, it tells most people that an eclipse is happening on account of it being that.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, we can tell, CC. Are you off your meds again, or is there something else going on that we should be aware of? You're doing that thing again, Chris. You're driving whilst recording a YouTube video and ranting on about absolute tosh, and then just moving on to the next load of old tosh with not so much as a sniff of an alternative explanation. Now, generally speaking, when a person wants to highlight the absurdity of something and prove to people that it's wrong or a lie or whatever, then those people spend huge amounts of time formulating their own hypothesis about that thing. Saying something is fake doesn't make it fake, pal. Proving that something is fake so that you can show people beyond any shadow of doubt that something is fake maybe makes it fake. However, for you to prove that space is fake, it would first need to be fake, wouldn't it? Which it isn't, and you know it isn't. So maybe that's why you never explain why it's fake. You just say it and think that's enough.
Shadow doesn't do that. And you know what? That's the one thing you never hear any of these reporters, who are scumbags too, by the way, even mention. Why is the Shadow so small?
Ooh, I love it when you get angry, CC. The passion, the conviction, the little bit of dribble that drops from the corner of your mouth. I think it's a look that suits you. And I don't want to appear mean, but the reason the Shadow looks small is really quite simple. Because the moon is really far away from Earth.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
It does not block the entire view of the sun. The moon in front of the sun looks like a dark disk on top of a larger sun-colored disk.
Where's NDT? Why doesn't he get up there? He should definitely have a front stand seat right there in every eclipse that they cover.
Wowzers, that was intense. I had to stop and think who NDT was. But of course he means Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know what he's got to do with anything. He isn't in charge of eclipses, CC. He's an observer just like you and I. And the fact that he is educated doesn't make him in on whatever you think is going on.
And explaining all of this to us with his bullshit science.
What the hell are you laughing at, you weirdo? So you ask why he isn't explaining all this stuff to us and then immediately call it bullshit science. So what would be the point anyway? You've disqualified any answer he may give as BS before he even gives it. And as a public figure, I would imagine that he has much better things to waste his time on than somebody like you, Chris. And as I just said, he isn't in charge of eclipses anyway. I dare say he knows a lot about them, but for someone like you, it would be a pointless exercise because of a severe case of stupid on your part. You've already decided that anything he says is a lie, so why would he bother wasting his time on a clown like you? Or any flat earther for that matter?
Oh, it's the X-rays. Oh, really? Well, then can you please explain to me why the moon emits cold?
I can, no problem at all, CC. It doesn't, you idiot. Holy shitballs, you're stupid. So many flat earthers have made this claim, it beggars belief. The moon does not emit anything apart from the light it reflects from the sun. Now, we've all seen idiot flat earthers trying to disprove this and failing multiple times. Now, I won't bore you with the correct explanation yet. Let's see what knockoff Jay Leno's got to say first, shall we?
I don't know, because the sun and the moon have absolutely nothing in common together, that one is not reflecting off of the other one.
Okay, so he clearly has no idea. We've all seen these clowns putting a thermometer in the shade and then jumping around like an excited 5-year-old on Christmas morning because the temperature's a little higher than the unshaded area, all while failing to realise that it's because while the sun was still up there, the shaded area was getting less warmed up by the sun and as such stays a little cooler at night because of that. Not because the moon emits cold light, you bunch of dicks.
Oh, it's so easy. It's so easy now. And the lying sack of shit politicians. Those motherfuckers who could give a shit about you.
Now then, I'm not going to disagree with you on that point, Chris. But again, I've got to ask you, what do politicians have to do with eclipses? Now, it's clear to anyone that can see. Now, it's clear for anyone that can see that CC here is not the most trusting of people. He comes at this all from a position of distrust in anyone. Well, no, he doesn't seem as if he would trust anyone apart from himself. His life must be completely miserable. He must be in a constant state of high alert and feeling fearful 24 hours a day. That's no way to live.
No, I don't care about you. Their pocket line all the way down.
Like I said, Christopher, I don't disagree, but please don't get political. I don't do politics on my channel, it's too political. But that still doesn't explain why you think eclipses aren't real. I'm starting to get genuinely worried about you, CC, honestly, mate. I've said this in the last few videos I've made about you. You seem as if you're getting more and more angry about things in every video. Why?
Okay? Everybody's coming over to this country who's dreaming of a dream. I got some news for you. The people that are working in this country are in desperate need of help.
Well, you clearly are, CC. Your poor wife. We only have to witness this for a few short minutes at a time when I make videos about you. But this is your wife's life. So are we gonna get back to flat earth, fake space, fake eclipses? Damn, I would even settle for talking about hairspray. But mate, honestly, all you're doing is freaking yourself out again. Calm down. Take some deep breaths. Find something to hug.
There's some people out there that can't even afford Halloween candy for their children.
And that's because of flat earth and fake space. Not because the world's economy is in the shitter. Chris, listen to yourself, man. You're always looking for somebody to blame. It's always they and them with you. None of this has anything to do with flat earth. Come on, man. What other really smart things have you got to say?
They could care less about you.
Oh, couldn't care less, you moron. The saying is they couldn't care less about you.
Tired of this shit that these people can't see these lies. At least NASA has the decency to put them up on a screen and show you that this is all bullshit. This is what we're producing from taking money out of your pocket.
All right, and there it is. So you think that NASA is getting money they don't really deserve? Okay, cool. You do realize that compared to when we landed on the moon, that NASA's budget is now less than ever, don't you? If, for example, the entire US budget was 100 pennies, then NASA's budget is just half of one of those pennies. I'm just checking.
This is what we're producing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What are all these experiments they're doing? Show us one experiment. One.
But they do all the time. James Webb Space Telescope ring any bells, Chris? The problem is for people like you, you scream and shout about this nonsense and demand proof, and then when that proof is presented to you, you just laugh and call it fake. So it's completely pointless. Take me for example. The only reason I include any proofs in my video is to make them more interesting for the people that watch me. If it was left up to me, I would just mock you all mercilessly and never bother with any debunking, because it's not really required.
I don't want to see balls of water, or you playing a fucking guitar, or you sitting up there jerking off. I want to see something good. Nothing. They produce shit.
Yeah, apart from in-ear thermometers, LASIK eye surgery, artificial limbs, scratch-resistant lenses. The list is huge. And for you to sit there and say NASA has never done anything just shows people how ignorant you really are.
The ISS, if you think that thing exists, you're done.
Well, I'll be done then. Now, the ISS is one thing I can say I've actually seen for myself. Anyone can see it when its orbit passes overhead. You really are a clown of the highest order, aren't you, Chris? And what exactly do you mean we're done? You keep saying it. Explain yourself.
You're done. If you think it exists. Yeah, the educator...
You all right there, CC? You're tripping over your words. Take a breath. Calm down. Try and use your big boy words. Go on, you can do it.
The architectural engineer. Yes. The engineer is going to put everything outside of the ship. So every month we've got to do a spacewalk. We got to fix a wire. Uh-oh, here comes a meteor shower. We're not worried. Don't worry about it. Every single astronaut they have fucking interviewed, not one of them has ever mentioned air. Not a single one.
Ah, haven't they? Cool story, bro. And if you think I'm going through hours of footage just to prove you wrong, then you're wrong. I'm not doing it, CC. Chris. Chrissy Poos. Now, CC, Chris, Christopher, Chrissy Baby. Watch one of your own videos without cringing and feeling intense embarrassment. You're like a spoiled child whose mother won't believe him. Have you not heard about the boy who cried wolf? Grown-ups don't act like this, Chris.
You know, especially the Apollo 11. Oh, I love that conference. That conference just screams, help me.
Yeah, I agree. I've made a video about the Apollo 11 conference. The one where the astronauts are completely exhausted after doing a 500,000-mile round trip to the moon and then remained isolated on return and then being ushered straight into a press conference. Doesn't sound that appealing, does it, you donkey? But of course, you being a flat earth space-denying clown, you think it's because they were being forced to lie.
You know, we didn't go to the moon. The moon doesn't exist. But they couldn't say anything. And they wanted to.
And can you prove that?
It's unbelievable.
Yes, it is, Chris. That's the first correct thing you've said in this whole video. Everything you said is unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me that a grown man could be this far gone and still holding down a job and functioning in the modern world. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Love you, bye.
Alright, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.